Hello, welcome to At Home with Till and Scott. I'm Till and that's Scott.
This is us, unscripted, basically chatting about whatever's popped into our world this week.
Could be health, food, business, parenting, or just some random thing we have to get off our chest.
And every episode we answer one of your questions too, so keep them coming.
And if you're enjoying this, please share it, drop us a comment or leave us a review. Thanks for joining us at home. Welcome back to At Home with Scott and Till.
I'm Scott.
We've changed it up again, guys. Did you notice? Different part of the house.
It's like one of them Zoom backgrounds, just
yeah.
on a tropical beach.
How are you today, Scott?
I'm pretty good, thank you, Matilda. Yeah, pretty good. Had a pretty good week. Had a little knee injury come and haunt me again.
Oh, it's back, is it?
A little bit.
Right.
But that's because I have this recurring pattern of doing too much too soon.
Yes, you do.
You've heard of it.
Bane of my existence.
Bane of your existence is bane of my existence.
Well, if you've got an injury, you rest and recover, but you don't do that.
Yeah. No, I do my version of that, and then the second I get, I can't feel it, I'll train like there's no on-ramp.
No, you just go back straight away.
Yeah. And then
it happens again.
So surprised.
I just can't believe you don't learn from it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like a defect in my brain.
Unlike me, who had the flu last week, I'm going to wait until the very end of this flu to start training again.
Right. I feel like that was 4 days ago, honey.
I don't know why you don't take it as an opportunity to, heal, relax, recover.
Is this therapy?
Anyway, we're not here to talk about your your injuries. We are here to talk about parenting.
Oh.
Parenting, that is what is on the agenda today.
My specialist subject.
I'd say neither of our specialist subjects, considering this is the first time I've ever really looked into parenting techniques.
Right. That's a while.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
kidding.
I've dabbled in parenting books and things, like read small little things on it, but have you ever read a book on parenting?
I've fucking written them. No. The only thing I changed my normal approach with was when Zan was little and we got him a sleeping coach.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
60-page manual we had to abide by.
Yeah. Did you read it? Did you?
Not start to finish, but...
No, I didn't think you did.
Yeah. What was it, to get him sleeping in his own bed or sleeping longer? What was it? I can't remember.
No, it was because he was doing that thing where they wake up every 15 minutes and you're dying.
Right.
You probably don't remember that bit because you're probably asleep.
But I remember the course of action was me progressively getting physically further away from his bed every night. Do you remember?
Oh, that was a Nook.
Oh, that was a Nook, was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, that was Zan, but Anouk was alive then. So there was Zan when he was 8 months old, where it had basically just gotten to the point where he was waking up every 15 minutes, and I was going insane, and so we had to do do like a sleep training thing then, and then there was when we needed to get them back into their own bed. Both of them, because they were both with me. We needed to get them back into their own bed, and you had to put a mattress on the floor, and every night just get further away from the door.
The first night your mattress is butting up against his bed.
Yeah.
And you face him.
Yeah.
And then I think the next night you turn away. The next night you're literally 6 inches from where you started off.
And you went through the whole thing, and I think at a certain point you just got up and walked back into the bed.
Half in the door, half out, and then you're like edging away down the hallway, but you can still see your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, he was onto us.
Yeah, it's like, where are you going, Dad? You fucking weirdo.
Yeah, anyway, it's not actually about sleep training, this one. It's about just parenting in general, parenting technique in general, prompted because I actually opted out of the algorithm to show me parenting advice because it was making me feel so overwhelmed as a parent that everything I was doing was wrong. So I was like, that's it. I don't want to see any more parenting advice coming at me because it always feels like when it comes at you, they're so passionate about this. And if you do this one thing, you're going to traumatize your kid. And they're like really small things like, don't say good boy or don't say good girl ever to your kid. And you're like, well, I've done that about 100 billion times.
Yeah.
So what, my kid's now going to have trauma or going to be...
Yeah, it's weird. I've never said it.
Yeah. So I wanted to...
But who are these people?
Well, I don't know who they are. They're just people who come up on your feed on Instagram. Obviously, they've got some kind of...
Are they just everyday bots or are they like psychologists or...
What do you mean bots? Everyday bots?
Bots. People.
Oh, people. I'm sure they've got they're spruiking some course that they're selling.
Right.
I guess they have some education in it, I would say.
Mm.
But I think that in the early years, I probably got into the whole parenting thing. I wanted to consume that sort of content. And then I think it just got like the mum guilt just started to come be big. And so I was like, okay, I actually just need to not see this stuff because it's making me feel like I'm a really bad mum. But anyway, yeah, I saw that one the other day, popped up, and it was this girl talking about, and it's just a quick clip, right? So that you're not getting any other context. So it's just her in the middle of a rant saying, you really shouldn't say to your kids, good boy, good girl, because it sends the wrong message. What we really need to be doing is, and then I think, I don't even know, I don't know what her point was. It was a very quick clip, but I was then like, oh, let me read the comments. I bet there's all these people in the comments now going, oh my God, well, I've done that. What am I going to do? How do I, which there was, every person was just freaking out because they've said good boy and good girl to their child. So, did you want to?
Well, I think it sort of I'm sort of filling in the blanks as to where she might be coming from, but it's there are styles of parenting or social trends that have influenced parenting over the years. And so Victorian era, early 20th century, the style of parenting was very hands off and more out of having your child be obedient. And you almost keep it at arm's length. So saying sort of there was this psychologist called Dr. Watson, and he considered a child to be a blank canvas. So you need to be very careful how you treat that child. And any signs of affection or encouragement, just like this lady on social media, can make them weak. So it's sort of
Well, that's not what she was saying, right. This girl on social media. The actual point of it is, I guess if you were to listen past the thing.
Clip.
Is that just by saying good boy to something that your child has done, it's not telling them what it is that they've done a good job of. So it's basically just giving them a label of good boy, good girl, rather than saying that was a really good, the way that you read that book just then. So they're understanding what the good action was.
That's taking any kind of cerebral consideration for the kid. So the kid is not blind to the association between completed task and the praise. So they're treating the kid like a dum-dum.
Yeah.
If the kid's just read well and you go, good boy, it's not an abstract comment. It's connected to the completion of the task. I
mean, that's the thing with all this stuff. It's I just don't know. People latch on to them like they're these nuggets of gold.
Yeah.
And then it becomes this, this thing oh, no, I don't say good boy or good girl to my kid because X, Y, and Z. And then I kind of,
by and large, and obviously not everyone fits into this criteria, but like there is some sort of parental instinct that needs to come into play. And that was kind of like, there's actually another psychologist around the end of the Second World War that really...
Have you been doing like secret research into this that I don't know about?
No.
How do you know about these parenting psychologists?
No, I have done a little bit of research.
Have you? Have you been researching this topic and not telling me?
Well, I had to come armed with something.
Oh my God. I said, have you...
No, you said, do I need to prep you? And I said, no.
But you didn't say you've prepped yourself.
I know. Well, I wasn't sure whether I'd use it.
That's hilarious. So you've been doing a little research. Are you talking about, so in the early 1900s? So let's do a really quick little history recap of parenting. Child psychology only became a scientific field in the late 1800s. Before that, child rearing ideas came from religion and philosophy, not research. Childhood as a distinct concept and any right or wrong way to a parent is less than 100 years old. The early 1900s, behaviourist John B. Watson, pushed strict, low affection, obedience-based parenting, the precursor to authoritarian style. Then this woman comes along, Diana Baumrind. She's an American developmental psychologist. In the 1960s, she does this sort of like observation. So her techniques are based on spending time with parents and children who are 4 years old and sort of observing the way that they parent. And then out of that, she comes up with how parents parent. So the core idea is that outcomes depend on how parents parent, the style, not just what they do, measured by warmth and control. So there's 4 key styles now: authoritative, high warmth and high expectations, explains rules, best outcomes overall, apparently.
Right. Yeah, I mean, all these changes, they're sort of like, they reflect the changes in society too.
Yeah. Then there's authoritarian, low warmth, high control, because I said so. More anxiety, lower self-esteem, more rebellion in teens. Then there's permissive, high warmth, low control. These struggles with self-regulation, entitlement, and impulsivity. And then there's neglectful, low warmth, low control, poorest outcomes across the board.
Yeah, it feels like we're kind of in that permissive. We're sort of like...
Permissive?
Well, I feel like if you go back to, compare a parent now, a typical parent.
We are in the permissive.
Just hang on. There's a vast difference in the power between the parent and the kid from the mid-19th century to now, right?
Yeah,
so it's like kids are seen and not heard, arm's length, no affection. To now, it's like the kid kind of runs the show. Like, we don't miss any school performance, training of any nature, match days, anything like that. We're there. We're there with, and then that sort of, out of that has been bred this sort of, when they're tots, like there's no competition, there's no, everyone's at an equal footing, there's no ranking. It's like, well, I don't know, my experience, I've had 3 kids, 2 are boys, the eldest are 2 boys, and I've seen from like 4 or 5 that they want to win. So whether the referee or the governing body is keeping score, there's an innate competitiveness amongst them. So I don't know why. I think we'll probably reverse engineer out of that mentality. But I feel like...
You feel like in general now society is like, it's the permissive. I thought you were talking about our parenting style, which I don't think is permissive.
Read permissive again?
high warmth, low control, struggles with self-regulation, entitlement, impulsivity. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely some of our kids. Particularly one of our kids has a bit of entitlement. But I think generally we are authoritative because I think we have strong boundaries with our kids, but high warmth. I think that most of our friends have the authoritative, with exception of a few that would be permissive, which is also that the gentle parenting comes under the permissive. Well, I should clarify that. Gentle parenting actually has its own thing here. Gentle parenting on paper, basically authoritative parenting rebranded, warmth and explained boundaries. But the problem with the gentle parenting is that it's often the validation part of it without the boundary part of it.
Right. So it's the good boy, well done, but it's not the
and validating feelings.
You need to go and spend some time on your own.
Yeah, it's lacking the boundary. The lacking of the boundaries is where it sort of falls apart.
Yeah. It's also like the outcome. Like, of course, you have generalized outcomes. All this stuff is generalized. It's like, but there's a lot to be said for the individualization within the.
Yeah, of course. It's very nuanced. It's like.
I mean, I grew up in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, where, again, relating to social norms at that point, there's probably more women in the workforce, and that was very much applicable to my mum. She was like running a busy pub, as was my dad. And so I had we've talked about it at length. I had no surveillance. I had so much freedom, completely free range. The only thing that ended my evening was the fact that all my mates had to go in for tea, supper. And I never had that. We never had, like, not to say cry, poor me or anything like that. I had a charmed childhood.
But what age are you talking about here? Because you're not 5 when this is happening. What age are you having pretty, like, relaxed curfews?
Oh, yeah. Probably like 7 or 8. I mean,
7 or 8. You're just roaming the streets at night.
Yeah.
Really? Wouldn't you just naturally go home after school?
Oh yeah, we go home after school. But then, because my mum and dad ran pubs, they were napping in the afternoon. So I would just get something to eat and then I'd jump on my bike and I was off. And then by that time, they're sort of waking up, freshening up and opening the pub again. And then until that happens until like 11:30, by which time I'm in bed. So there's a period of time that, they don't have any idea and I just come home and then put my order in the book with all the other customers and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no like central focused dinner time episode within a day. So it's like the only thing that stopped me staying out longer was, Jimmy goes home for dinner at 6:30 and Bobby 7 or whatever, and then the last man standing is me, and then I, just go home.
Can't believe a bunch of 7-year-olds are just riding around on their bikes until 7 o'clock at night.
Well, here's the thing. I reckon that...
You reckon that happened more then? It was way more relaxed? Not just within your family?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a societal change because probably after that period, you start to get into like, 24-hour news cycles and the bogeyman on the corner is, plastered on your TV screen more often than... Well, here's the thing. There's always been the bogeyman, right? There's always been the paedophile. There's always been the guy, predominantly male, sorry to genderify it, but there's always been the paedophile. There's always been the guy who's going to...
A serial killer,
abduct, molest, whatever. I mean, I don't know the stats on this, but I would say there's not been a sharp increase, but our paranoia, our awareness around them because of, I mean, every other show on Netflix is some crazy documentary about some nut job taking kids and da-da-da-da-da. So our awareness has increased exponentially, and so our paranoia. So we have to because we watch those shows, and occasionally you hear about something on the news, and so we, as humans, have to compartmentalize that somewhere. We have to rationalize it. We have to reconcile it. And so I reckon subconsciously, we then have this sort of, somewhat unconscious paranoia that sits beneath our consciousness, our conscious awareness, and that manifests in how we relate to our kids. And we have little kids, so it's like,
I don't think it's subconscious. I think it's very conscious.
Well, it would be irrational, though. Of course, these things happen, but on the likely...
Well, in certain places, it would be irrational. Some less irrational than others, depending on where you're. You know.
No, for sure. It's not to discount that they don't happen. Obviously, they happen, but you go from when I was a kid, it was free range, and then all these news cycles and awareness and paranoia increases, and now we were a helicopter parent. So by the time I was a parent, first time around with Tash, you're with them 24/7. It's quite amazing.
Yeah. It's not only that. I feel like other people are quite judgmental of how other people parent. So it's also like you have to abide by what, you think society
social
thinks
norms.
You should be.
And you sort of of course, you're influenced by the social norms, but you're also influenced by how your parents parented. So my mum often, she's told me this story often, that she used to go camping with her dad, my granddad, and he'd set up the tent, usher the kids in and zip up the tent and then bugger off to the pub, and she'd be like, don't leave the tent, kids. If we did that now, we'd be arrested for child abuse.
Oh my God, yeah.
But then when I'm sort of, how old would I be? I'll be like, I don't know, 7, my sister's 9, around that age, maybe a bit younger. My mum and dad used to go to the pub when we were on holidays, leave the car in the pub car park and leave us in the car while they had a bunch of drinks. And then occasionally you come out with
and then drive home.
Yeah, drive home. Yeah.
So not only does lock you in the car, but then drive home.
Well, we probably weren't locked in, but they'd crack the window, give us some cheese and onion chips and a warm bottle of Coke. But again,
Did you just sit there and chat? Because it's not like you had a device to play with, or you probably didn't even have Game Boys then, did you?
No.
You just talk.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, I guess from what I've heard, your mum's upbringing was very sort of the kid's arm length, right? It was sort of...
Yeah, definitely.
Boarding school.
Boarding school at
nannies.
9. Nannies the whole time. They were quite often away, her parents, just to go to the ball that was on it, somewhere else, some other person's manor house. And they were Mum says she remembers just going to bed quite young and just crying herself to sleep. But that was just what was normal.
Yeah. It's interesting, my mum's family were working class. They had pubs as well. But your mum, as far as I can tell, was quite aristocratic.
Yeah.
And so even though they're from a different social stratification, the parenting style was very
but funnily enough,
much warmth.
Yes, but my mum always talks about her grandmother being really warm.
Right.
She was she was the best. She was so silly, so fun, so loving, totally different to her mum.
Yeah, well, it skipped a generation, didn't it? Because that's how you describe Mopey, really.
Yeah. My mum, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's funny, isn't it? You'd think that based off that, my mum would have kept us at an arm's length and not been affectionate, but she's so affectionate. And, kind of all rules are off when in our household when Dad went away, because she just wanted to be like the fun parent.
Yeah.
So we got to sleep. There was always a fight about who got to sleep in her bed with her. And then if you were grounded, you weren't grounded anymore. But Dad was definitely the authoritarian in our household when we were growing up. Just like clear boundaries.
Yeah, structure.
Yeah. At the same time, very always explained why. Like if we got in trouble for something and I was like really pissed off and I stormed up to my room, slammed the door, he'd come up like maybe like 40 minutes later and sit on my bed, and just gently explain why he has made that decision. And it always came from a place of love. Like it was always like, I don't want to be the bad guy, but I'm your dad. We're your parents. I can't just let you do what you want to do all the time. They're the conversations that we have to have with our kids sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like I probably struggle the most with that little element there, that I think what's having a business, what's shone a light on there's a facet of my personality that I want to be liked.
Right.
And so I think, when you tell your kid off and you send them down to their room, or you give some sort of punishment in one form or another, I then have the guilt, and then I kind of want to reconcile.
Right.
Or at least probably like your dad, just kind of like explain.
Yeah, but that is the repair. Like we're all going to lose it.
Yeah.
Several times throughout the week. But the idea is it's what you do after that. So it's the repair. So yes, if you fly off the handle, or you have a fight with your kid or whatever, and they go off, it's coming down and talking about what happened and saying you're sorry and that you could have done it better and how could you have done it better and all those things. You're not a bad, it's not your fault. You're not a bad kid. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm just a human trying our best.
Yeah.
Don't have all the answers.
There's not a one size fits all.
No, definitely not.
No,
and I think just some children need really strong boundaries as well, and other children...
we parent differently according to which kid we're talking to, I reckon.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Well, one is, very much... Well, I mean, it's funny. I think they're both obviously fantastic kids. But I think Zan has higher IQ and Anouk has higher EQ. And so Anouk's emotional intelligence allows her to sort of like navigate things a little bit smarter. You know what I mean? Like she knows what is going to, get her the reward. Like she's smart in that way. Whereas like Zan's super smart in school, but it's like, mate, how do you think that behavior or reaction is going to get you what you want? He hasn't worked that out. And it seems so simple, but they are just kids. Every kid is just so different. And so, yeah, you have to be like in tune with your kids, each kid.
Yeah. Do you know that Australia is one of the few, and there's a few others that are on this list, obviously, but that hasn't banned smacking?
Australia?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What, it's still legal to smack?
So in the mid-70s, I think, like Sweden was the first one, as they are with a lot of things of this nature. They like banned it, and then slowly everyone cottoned on. But in Australia, it's still not illegal to smack your kid.
Where?
On the bum.
On the bum?
I thought you meant like where, like New South Wales.
That's interesting. I wonder what the like what the boundaries are around that. Like, is there a certain amount that you're allowed to smack? Like, because, I mean, at what point does it become physical abuse? Like, could someone who literally, abuses a kid be like, well, it's not legal. I'm allowed to smack them.
Well, I guess, yeah, some blurred lines there, isn't there?
Yeah. You sure about that? Is this all part of your research?
Might want to fact check it.
So smacking by a parent or carer is still legal in Australia. Smacking by a parent or carer is permitted by law provided it's reasonable. Most states rely on a reasonable chastisement or lawful correction defence rather than an explicit law allowing it. In New South Wales specifically, physical punishment must not harm a child more than briefly.
Oh, my God.
And force must be for the purpose of lawful correction. Lawful correction? It's also legal for a parent to pinch a child.
That's hilarious.
Or wash their mouth out with soap as a discipline.
Wow. That's crazy.
But illegal to hit any other child other than your own or an adult. No state.
Or an adult.
Yeah, or an adult.
Oh.
No state has banned it outright within the home. Queensland and South Australia.
They got to update that. Like, when was anyone washing the mouth out with soap?
Queensland and South Australia have banned it in schools and childcare settings. Obviously. What? Has New South Wales not? And the Northern Territory and Tasmania have more restrictive laws, but home discipline is untouched nationally.
Wow.
So, I mean, I said to Zan the other day, here we go. Public opinion is split and generational. A 2019 survey found that 47% of Australians think smacking is acceptable. 38% disagree, with older Australians more likely to approve, that makes sense, while research shows 16 to 24-year-olds are the least likely age group to see it as a necessary part of parenting.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, we'll see less of it, like that pendulum swing for more against it.
Yeah, I think that would surprise most people. I think most parents would think that it is illegal or that it's, yeah.
I mean, my dad would smack me if I was a little prick.
Yeah, we were smacked.
We did a few things probably shouldn't have done, but
Mum didn't, but Dad smacked us on the bum when we were naughty. Not often. Like, it was really reserved for like one time. Rosie cut my ponytail off.
Yeah.
Like, in that circumstance. And then so I was obviously mortified.
Tail or your ponytail?
No, my ponytail. Like, I had my hair in a ponytail and she came along with the scissors and just cut it off.
Right.
And then she hid under the table. And she was like, I'm not coming out. Promise me you're not going to smack me. He was like, I won't smack you. Came out and smacked her.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. But it's not legal, so.
I just will end on a story. Look at my mum again.
Oh, yeah?
You've heard it, but she kind of like in that era. Well, she wasn't even like, I guess she's a kid she was born in like 49. So she is sort of starting to be in the like period of time where, actually you should be allowing your parental instincts to take hold. They do need nurturing. They do need affection. Hug them, kiss them. But she didn't have that. She was sent to boarding school at a pretty young age. And then it kind of breaks my heart when I think about my little mum at this time, that during holidays, the mum and dad wouldn't pick her up. So she'd have to stay. All her friends would be picked up and off for, spring break or summer break, and she'd have to stay with the teachers. It's so like brutal.
So brutal. Who doesn't want to, like, that's mental.
It's mental, eh?
Well, they're the same ones that sent her off when she got pregnant.
And bring that up.
That did not sound very nice. Did she like her parents?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, you'd probably have to ask her, but she would say yes. But from a very young age, I thought it was odd that she called her dad Jim.
Yeah, right.
You know, at some point I was like, why'd you call him Jim and not dad? Oh, that's always been the way. I don't know.
He must have told her, don't call me dad, call me Jim.
I don't know.
What an odd thing to say to your child.
I mean, I can't think of anybody else in my life that I've come across that calls their mum or dad by their first name.
Yeah, I reckon there's more to this story. I'm going to grill her next time.
Look out, Maureen.
I have a similar one though, because mum had all these diaries that she kept when she was at. Oh no, she has a book of letters that she would write her mum and dad when she was at boarding school, and I read them once, and they were all these letters that mum would send to dear daddy, and tell them a little bit about. It'd be so lovely if you came to visit me this weekend. So and so's dad came last weekend. And seemed really lovely. We could play da-da-da, and I could tell you about da-da-da. We could have tea and the blah, blah, blahs. And then the next letter would be like, dear daddy, I'm sorry you didn't get the chance to come and see me. I do hope the Burfords party was lovely. Like, it just doesn't come, but goes to a party instead and tells her that we haven't come because we had a party to go to. It's like, and then just endless letters of this. Like, I remember reading them and crying and mum came up. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm so sorry for these letters. They're so sad.
Yes. Oh. As good parents, you still don't know what you say or don't say in any given moment that might shape them and give them trauma.
Yeah.
But there's a fucking really obvious ways, you know, leaving them at boarding school, not visiting them at boarding school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a doozy. It's like, there's some do's and do
Well,
nots,
actually, I think that's like the bigger picture thing, isn't it? It's like you can get caught up in all the weeds of, you know, don't say to your daughter, good girl, no, don't do that. It's like, all right, I think she's all right if that's where I've gone wrong.
Let's major in the majors, you know.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is that we all try to not, you know, to like raise this child like in this perfect way, but it's also like your children have got to have some things to deal with.
Yeah,
like you can't go through life just being like, well, I don't have any trauma to deal with because I was just raised all the right ways. It's like, I mean, that's not life, is it? You're gonna have things you have to deal with in life, and that's just
you're probably
the way
better
that it
off
is.
with a few bumps and scrapes and warts. You know what I mean? Like, to kind of breed resilience and understanding of the bigger, wider world once you get there.
Yeah.
So let's not pick them up from school today. Let's just let
them walk home.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, if you've listened this long, you're amazing.
Drop us a comment and let us know your favourite part.
Or if there's something you want us to get into next time.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.